Hi guys, welcome to your read aloud for your meteorology exam. You may use your notebooks as always, but remember that Canvas tracks a log of the websites you visit. When the quiz is open, if you have an electronic notebook open, it'll also show me if you're getting on Google to Google questions. Be sure you're only using your notebooks as reference because for the most part, your Google will not help you. It just won't. So, use your notebooks and what you've already learned in class. Here we go. Question number 1. Which is most often a result of warm air mass moving over a cooler air mass? An increase in precipitation or a decrease in cloud cover? Question number 2. Which has the greatest influence on wind speed? The differences in density of adjacent air masses, differences in atmospheric nitrogen concentrations, differences in atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations. Question number 3. Temperature increases as altitude increases in both the stratosphere and the thermosphere. What is the main difference between those two layers? Temperature increases in the stratosphere because ozone absorbs ultraviolet radiation, and in the thermosphere because of the direct exposure to the sun. Question number 3. The temperature increases in the stratosphere because of direct exposure to the sun, and in the thermosphere because ozone absorbs ultraviolet radiation. Violet. Question number 4. Auroras occur when Earth's magnetosphere traps high-energy particles in which region of the atmosphere? The thermosphere, the stratosphere, or the troposphere? Question number 5. The diagram illustrates an airflow pattern that occurs near the equator. Rising moist air causes the frequent occurrence of which weather condition at location X? Is it low pressure or high pressure? Question number 6. The high winds and torrential rains of a hurricane can cause damage to cities and natural areas in its path. A hurricane is likely to gain the most strength when it travels over which of the following? Warm ocean or cool ocean? Question 7. Most ultraviolet radiation, UV rays, are deflected or absorbed by the atmosphere, but some of these rays pass easily through the atmosphere and penetrate Earth's surface. Which substance in the atmosphere absorbs most of the ultraviolet rays? Hint, it lives in the stratosphere. The ozone or nitrogen? Question number 8. A 7-day forecast is shown below. Temperatures are in degrees Fahrenheit. Wednesday, 52 degrees, 90% chance of rain. Thursday, 59 degrees, 20% chance of rain. Friday, 73 degrees, partly cloudy. Saturday, 80 degrees, partly cloudy, wind gusts from 15 to 25 miles an hour. Sunday, 82 degrees, partly cloudy, wind gusts from 15 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, 78 degrees, partly cloudy with a 20% chance of rain. Tuesday, 78 degrees with a 30% chance of rain, partly cloudy. The Drama Club is choosing a day for an outdoor fundraiser performance. According to the forecast, which of these days is likely to be most comfortable, with moderate temperatures, no precipitation, and low wind, to attract the largest audience to the performance? Friday, Wednesday, or Monday? Question number 9. The radar image shows weather that is affecting a portion of the United States. The radar map. Which type of weather is clearly shown in this radar image? Hurricane, tornado, or blizzard? Question 10. The weather map shows radar estimated precipitation across the United States for a 7-day period. According to the map, people in which region of the United States were likely to be most concerned about flooding? Southeast, southwest, northwest? Question number 11. What region do hurricanes typically form in? Equator regions, polar regions, over any landmass? Question number 12. A world map with lines of latitude and longitude is shown. At which location would a tropical air mass most likely form? 20 degrees north, 120 degrees west, 60 degrees south, 30 degrees east, 80 degrees south, 10 degrees east. Question 13. How does air density affect air pressure in a cyclonic storm? Warm air rises, creating an area of low pressure under it. Cold air rises, creating an area of low pressure under it. Cold air rises, creating an area of high pressure under it. Question 14. Convection currents are formed in the atmosphere when cold air pushes warm air upward. Which property of air is most responsible for the formation of a convection current? Here we have our cold air sinking down, being warmed by the earth, and rising up again. Which property of air is most responsible for the formation of convection currents? Density differences, chemical composition, or specific heat? Question 15. What most likely happens when a cold air mass comes in contact with a warm, moist air mass? Heavy rain and snow begins to fall, the sky becomes clear, or cold air is pushed to high altitudes. Question 16. What is the main source of the energy that drives all weather patterns? The sun, oceans, the moon, or mountains? Question 17. What type of air mass forms over the land? Continental, maritime, polar, or tropical? Question 18. What type of air mass forms over the sea/water? Maritime, continental, polar, or tropical? What type of air mass forms in areas close to the poles? Polar, continental, tropical, or tropical? Apologies if that's repeated twice. Tropical is not your answer. Question 20. What type of air mass forms in areas close to the equator? Tropical, continental, polar, maritime? What type of pressure brings about happy weather? High pressure, low pressure? What type of pressure brings about lousy weather? Low pressure, high pressure? Question 23. The first of your extended response were 3 points. Describe the movement of air masses in a stationary front. 2 points for description. Tell me what each of the air masses are doing. And 1 point for using full sentences with correct spelling and grammar. Question 24. List the layers of the atmosphere in order from Earth's surface to space. 1 point for order, 1 point for following directions, and 1 point for full sentences with correct spelling and grammar. Question 25. What is the difference between weather and climate? Then describe at least 2 factors that influence climate. 2 points for the factors, 1 point for the difference between weather and climate, and 1 point for using full sentences. Question 26. Explain how the Coriolis affects the global winds. Do this by telling what the winds would be without it, how they are now, and what the Coriolis effect actually is. 3 points for answering each of those 1, 2, and 3 questions, and 1 point for using full sentences with correct spelling and grammar. Question 27. The end of the grading period is quickly approaching. It will end on January 12, 2021. Going back to the grading policy put into place on October 13th, stating that students had 14 days to complete missing work before assignments locked, many of your assignments locked during winter break. Please be aware that the due dates for these assignments were prior to school letting out for break, meaning that if you were doing daily work, the assignments should not be missing. To help those of you who are still struggling to complete daily work, I will unlock individual assignments if requested via email with the specific name of the assignment by December 3rd. If unlocked, the assignments will be due by December 9th, 2020. Please answer the following question by confirming that you understand the grading policies and missing work procedures written above. 2 points for doing just that. All right, guys. Good luck with your quiz. Make sure you paid attention to that last thing. If you are missing assignments, they need to be due. They're due. I'm not hunting down work from you anymore. Your grade is your responsibility. Take it into your own hands. Have a great day.